What would you do if you woke up one morning and found yourself transformed into a giant insect? Franz Kafka's The Metamorphosis is a timeless classic that explores human isolation, alienation, and the crushing weight of societal expectations. Through Kafka's symbolic narrative, we delve into the story of Gregor Samsa, who wakes up one morning to discover he has transformed into a gigantic insect. The metamorphosis begins with Gregor Samsa, a traveling salesman, waking up to find himself transformed into a giant insect. This transformation leads to his isolation and alienation, both from his family and society. Kafka uses this metamorphosis as a metaphor for the fragility of the human condition and the crushing responsibilities that society imposes on individuals. Gregor, now unable to work or provide for his family, becomes a burden. At first, his family tries to understand his situation, but over time, they grow distant and begin to see him as a nuisance. Gregor Samsa was once the primary breadwinner for his family, dutifully shouldering the responsibilities expected of him. However, one morning he awakens to an inexplicable transformation into an insect. This physical change symbolizes Kafka's exploration of internal collapse and how individuals are crushed under the weight of societal roles and expectations. Despite his transformation, Gregor retains his human consciousness and continues to feel responsible for his family. But as an insect, he is incapable of fulfilling these duties. At first, Gregor's family treats him with sympathy and tries to accommodate his new form. However, as time goes on, Gregor's condition becomes a burden. His mother struggles to accept the situation, afraid to go near him, while his father distances himself further, viewing Gregor as nothing more than a burden. Gregor's sister, Greta, who was initially the closest to him, also grows distant over time. By the end of the novel, Grady is the first to suggest that Gregor must be gotten rid of entirely. Through this transformation and the deteriorating family relationships, Kafka poignantly addresses the themes of alienation and loneliness in modern life. Gregor's time spent in his insect form symbolizes his complete disconnection from humanity, as his family increasingly ostracizes him. Kafka uses this to comment on how modern society pressures individuals to conform to roles, and when they fail to meet expectations, they are discarded and dehumanized. Gregor, who was once a vital part of his family, becomes a stranger in his own home. As Gregor's family grows accustomed to his transformation, they begin to disregard his existence more and more. Accepting him as an insect signifies their acceptance of his dehumanization and his lack of social utility. Kafka highlights how society defines individuals by the roles they play, and once those roles are stripped away, the individual becomes worthless in the eyes of others. In the end, Gregor weakens physically and eventually dies. His family views his death as a relief, believing that they can finally return to a normal life. Gregor's death serves as the culmination of Kafka's exploration of alienation and the devaluation of the individual. As long as Gregor was alive, his family saw him as a burden, but after his death, they feel free to continue their lives without him. The Metamorphosis is not just a story about a man turning into a creature, but also a profound allegory about the existential crisis of modern life, alienation, and the crushing weight of societal expectations. Kafka uses powerful symbolism to depict the collapse of the modern individual, caught between societal obligations and personal identity. Gregor Samsa's story is not just about physical transformation. It also shows how societal roles clash with individual identity. Kafka poignantly demonstrates how modern society oppresses individuals, dehumanizing them in the process. As Gregor nears the end of his life, he reflects, "I can't bear it anymore, not even to move," encapsulating the tragic culmination of his emotional and physical downfall. So how do you interpret Gregor's tragic fate? What is the price of individuality in modern society?